Breaking news energy at El Segundo tonight. Phones buzzing, doors closing, voices low. I'm hearing the kind of chatter that doesn't show up on social first. Front office modeling sessions, cap scenarios on whiteboards, and a short list that could tilt the season. Here's what I'm going to deliver for you right now. Straight and clean, the context that sparked this. The financial levers the Lakers can actually pull. How the coaching staff would reshape the offense if a blockbuster presents itself. The real risks hidden behind the headline, and the exact thresholds I'd set before I'd sign off on anything. Stay with me to the end. I'm putting the full picture on the table so you can judge it with me. Let's set the scene. The Lakers have two North Stars that still bend games in their orbit. The mission is obvious. Protect the present window without shredding tomorrow. That's not a meme. It's the front office's day-to-day tension. You can chase a third star and create a terrifying top-heavy build. Or you can keep the core balanced with shooting, switchable length, and reliable second-side creation. Both paths have receipts in recent NBA history. Both can win a ring with the right timing and health. The question is which one maximizes LeBron's surgical reads and ADs. Two-way gravity between now and June. Underneath that basketball debate is cap reality. The Lakers are living in a league where apron lines are booby traps, and where every dollar you add cuts a door somewhere else. Mid-tier deals are gold because they let you match salary without gutting depth. Rookie-scale contracts are oxygen. And first-round picks, few as they are the currency that gets you in superstar rooms, where 10 teams are knocking and only 3 are invited to talk numbers. That brings me to the market tone. Around the league, a handful of organizations are staring at timelines that don't sync. Some Eastern powers are weighing course corrections. When that happens, whispers become exploratory calls, and exploratory calls turn into frameworks. You know the playbook. If a two-way monster even nudges the idea of change. The Lakers do what serious franchises do. They price it. They test it against internal data. And they build 3 versions of the same deal. One aggressive, one conservative, one in the middle. Now to the basketball craft. The Lakers have leaned on a structure that makes sense. High pick and roll with LeBron as the solver. AD as the vertical and mid-post threat. Plus 2 spacers who can finish cut and replace actions, and 1 guard who can run second unit offense without bleeding the lead. That guard has been Austin Reaves. He's not just a vibe story, he's an organizer. He keeps tempo legal. He snakes pick and roll, lives in the dotted line, and builds passing windows with patient footwork. He takes the ball, finds the elbow, invites the tag, dumps or floats. And off the ball, he relocates like a vet, never clogging LeBron's driving lines. So why are we even discussing change? Because the playoffs turn good into insufficient. In the second round and beyond, teams hunt every weakness and compress your spacing until the air goes thin. In those minutes, downhill creation at a superstar level and size that survives switches becomes king. If a top 10 player becomes even theoretically reachable, any responsible front office runs the math. The hard truth, the cleanest path into a superstar discussion is often through the mid-tier contract that other teams actually want. That's the lever that turns "we're listening" into send terms. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. This is the line in every call, the phrase you don't see in a tweet, but that agents and executives understand immediately. The piece on the table, the one that opens the door to a truly seismic move, is Austin Reaves. Let that land, because it's not clickbait from me. It's logic. Reaves is good enough that another team can sell him to its fans as a cornerstone guard with playoff moments already on his resume. His number fits neatly into superstar frameworks when paired with additional salary. And he's young enough that he can bridge eras for a franchise recalibrating around a new core. That's why I'm telling you this is real talk and not just message board fantasy. If the Lakers decide to truly enter a superstar sweepstakes, Reaves out is the phrase that has to be spoken out loud in the room. Now, I'm not handing out fairy dust. Let's score this like adults. The pro column starts with scarcity. Reaves gives you reliable dribble pass shoot equity rare at his price point. He's a chemistry piece with LeBron. He understands how to ghost screen, how to slip out of a switch, how to cut when a D seals. He's also rugged enough to absorb contact and still finish touch shots that freeze weak side help. The con column is about sealing and defense. Against the biggest, bounciest wings and the strongest one south, he can be targeted. He competes, but length is length, and NBA staffs in May are merciless. Offensively, he's more craft than burst. There's a speed limit. And sometimes the playoffs respect nothing but turbo. If a megastar shakes loose especially, a two-way forward who changes your rebounding floor and blows up dribble handoffs at the point of attack you. Don't ask if it's painful. You ask if it's worth it. In those talks, Reaves is the piece that makes the phone on the other side stay on the hook. Add matching salary from the forward room. Tack on a rookie-scale wing shooter who can be sold as upside now and later. And layer in draft capital that grows with performance triggers, and you're talking a package that competes with anyone's without detonating the rest. Of the rotation dot, how would the on-court shape change if the trigger gets pulled? The starting five likely grows taller on the wing and stronger at the nail. The offense tilts from solve with ball screens to solve with bends in the defense before the screen, more deep seals for a D, more slot cuts with a true gravity forward occupying the weak side tag, and more early clock pressure that creates corner threes without living on manipulative half-court wizardry. The second unit would need a new organizer staggered LeBron minutes cover some of that. But you'd also elevate a guard to carry the second side actions and give him structure, Spain pick and roll, pistol into flare, and tight end backs with the rookie shooter as the decoy. What about continuity? That matters. Reaves has banked reps in huddles that get loud in April. He's hit shots that change series energy. Taking him out means you rebuild trust maps. Who sets the first screen in crunch time? Who triggers the empty corner lob? Who commands the huddle when LeBron is on the bench for 90 seconds that feel like 9 minutes? That's not nothing. Culture is years in the making and seconds in the breaking. If you move him, the return has to carry not just usage, but leadership gravity. Or you must have a plan for how those leadership bullets get redistributed. Financially, the only way this makes sense is if the superstar you chase is both a playoff problem and a multi-year solution. You don't do celebrity for celebrity to win a press conference. You do fit for finish, because there are only 3 or 4 players on earth who bend the playoff series the way AD does on defense or LeBron does with the ball. If one of those becomes truly gettable, and the price is Reaves plus picks plus a starter, I listen. If the ask swells into 5 assets and your depth, I hang up and keep developing what works. Let me pull back the curtain on the 3 frameworks I greenlight if I sat in that room. Aggressive. Reaves is the headliner. Another starter goes with him. And you put significant pick capital on the table with protections that slide year to year. You'll only do this for an MVP tier forward who changes your defense on day one and lets a D live more at the 5 without breaking. Balance. Reaves plus 1 rotation piece and lighter pick capital. This is for a high-end all-star whose game scales next to LeBron without stealing a D's real estate. Conservative. Keep Reaves. Shop different salary. Target a top 20 player who helps your size and shooting, but doesn't require you to detonate your guard room. In all 3, the non-negotiables are the same. Keep enough length at the point of attack to survive switch hunt. Keep enough shooting volume to survive variance. Keep the locker room's belief that every game is winnable. Let's be brutally honest. About the downside, if Reaves out happens, and the return is a name, not a solution, you can lose connective tissue that makes the offense hum in January and February. The low-drama possessions where he simply turns a bad set into a neutral one. LeBron's low might tick up 5%. AD might see an extra body in the lane if the incoming star doesn't shoot or pass on the move at a high level. And defensively, if the trade doesn't raise your floor on the wing, you're right back where you started in round 2, surviving, not dictating. But if the return is right, if it's that two-way force the whole league spends the season whispering about, then the calculation flips. You unlock closing lineups that are pure hell, LeBron at the controls, a new star flattening the nail, AD erasing mistakes, and 2 shooters with enough size to contest and enough nerve to fire. Your crunch time menu expands, empty corner slips for dunks, deep slot ghost actions that force switches you like, and bully ball post touches that come with built-in skip reads. Suddenly, you're not solving problems. You're presenting them. Where do I land tonight? I value Austin Reaves. I value what he gives his team on the court and in the room. But I'm not sentimental when the ring math gets serious. If a genuine franchise changer becomes available, and I mean a top 10 impact in May and June, not a regular season scorer, I approve exploring a deal with Reaves as the centerpiece, provided 3 rules are met. 1. The incoming star must scale with LeBron and AD without draining spacing. 2. The price cannot strip the roster of the length and shooting that keep the house upright. 3. The deal must protect future optionality with protections and timing that avoid an apron trap that chokes out improvements later. I want you in this decision with me. Would you move Reaves if the return is a true two-way cornerstone and the cost includes multiple picks? Do you believe the Lakers are better built as a 3-star organism or a stars plus depth machine? And if you say, keep Reaves, who is the complementary piece you chase instead? And how would you build the closing 5 around him to handle playoff pressure coverages? Drop your blueprint below. I'm reading everything, pinning the smartest packages. And I'll shout out the best cap constructions in the next video. My final read. Clean and professional. The Austin Reaves out conversation is not a hot take. It's the logical entry fee to any legitimate superstar pursuit. If the target is truly elite and the framework keeps the roster spine intact, I sign off. If the target is merely famous or the cost drains our flexibility, I pass and double down on internal growth plus a targeted upgrade on the wing. Either way, this is a grown-up front office moment. If you want every twist, every cap angle, and clear film breakdowns the second they matter, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, hit the bell, and share this with the diehard in your group chat. We're building the sharpest Lakers community on YouTube daily, detailed, and honest.